Hi, katzcradul here. I've been a little out of touch for the last few days, had a couple of little minor crises going on in my life, but I'm back now, and as I check my inbox, I've got lots of emails from folks who are telling me about things that are going on with our food situation and things that are going on with bills being passed or trying to be passed, and I just have spent so much time trying to read and catch up. But here's one I wanted to tell you about. This one is called, this one is from Alliance for Natural Health. It was posted yesterday. They were hoping to get the word out yesterday, but as I'm reading this, it's not too late. They say, urgent, don't let the biotech industry sneak this in. Congress is considering a sneaky pro-GMO rider to a funding bill, and it may become law without anyone realizing it unless you take action now. The biotech industry has managed to insert a dangerous rider in support of genetically engineered crops into the fiscal year 2013 Agricultural Appropriations Bill. It's scheduled to be heard by the House Appropriations Committee, they say tomorrow, which is today, Tuesday, June 19th. So we need you all to contact the committee immediately and voice your opposition. This is why we're taking the extraordinary step of sending out this newsletter a day early to give you time to send in your message right away. So here's what they're proposing. The provision would strip federal courts of the authority to halt the sale and planting of illegally, potentially hazardous, genetically engineered crops while USDA is assessing those potential hazards. In other words, even if a court said to halt the sale and planting of the genetically engineered crop until a USDA environmental impact statement was completed, the crop planting could still go forward. Further, the provisions would compel USDA to allow continued planting of that same crop upon request, even if USDA finds that the crop poses previously unrecognized risks. That's right, the provision specifically mandates that the Secretary of Agriculture shall, upon request by a farmer, operator, or producer, immediately grant a temporary permit authorizing the crops to continue being planted or cultivating, even if the court has called a halt until an environmental impact statement is completed. They're calling it the Farmers Assurance Provision Act, Section 733, but far from safeguarding farmers, the only parties whose interests are assured by the rider are those of the GE crop developers. Now here's what's important for you to know, is that those environmental impact studies or those risk studies can take years and years and years to complete, and that's because the USDA is in bed with these GE crop developers. So this is not a good thing, but it's not too late because it's only being heard by the committee today. Let me see what else. After the committee hearing, the next step is for the bill to go to the floor, where we'll have another opportunity to stop them if necessary, but it would be much harder then. So you can still flood their inboxes this afternoon. You can press this little green button that says Take Action. It will take you to a place where you can fill in your name and your zip code and phone number and all that stuff. And then there's a form letter to the right which would be attached to your email. I never send those exactly like they are. I go through and take out parts I don't like. And then I always include a personal line at the beginning and a personal line at the bottom so it doesn't just look like a form letter that's being sent out. The other thing that's important for you to remember is that they know when they get letters like this that your one letter that they do receive represents something like 10,000 people who felt the same way but did not take the time to write in. So it's important that you make your voice heard because you really speak for a lot of other people who either, one, are unable to get on a computer and write in and send them a letter, or are unwilling to. So I hope you stand up with me and take action on this thing. Katzcradul.